guys, and welcome to GT Not Live.
Where it's not live, but we're both together, which means we are living our best life.
That's really sweet.
Thanks.
You're very, vibrant today.
I ran out of shorts, and so I had to resort to a dress.
And yet you have a scarf, though.
Well, I had to wear 2 articles of clothing today.
I would hope that you would have more
I
than
don't
just a
count
dress.
underwear.
Okay.
I was
gonna say
I put on the 1 article of clothing, and I was like, it's bad enough that I'm really, it's so lazy that I literally have no clean shorts anymore. It's so hot here. You just pour sweat. And so I was like, I made it with 1 article of clothing on. It does cover me bodily. But I was like, I feel like to be a grown-up that I should have 2 articles of clothing
it's a very beautiful
on.
scarf. It matches you very nicely.
Oh, thank you. I got it in India.
You
bought it for me.
I am sweating nervously in a figurative sense because you're saying how hot it is, and yet I'm in a hoodie.
I know. I don't know why you're in a hoodie. In long pants.
I think it's cool down here, actually.
I don't understand Matthew's summer dress code. I never have. In California, it wasn't nearly as hot, but it was so hard to get you to wear shorts ever. And he's got these lovely legs, actually. He's really embarrassed of his legs secretly.
Fact.
Secretly, except now that it's on the internet.
Fact. It's not secret.
Not secret
I'm
anymore.
very self-conscious about my legs.
But he has lovely legs. He just doesn't like to show off his shapely calves.
They're
in a
hairy.
Good pair of shorts.
Too hairy.
You're a gentleman. It's okay.
Too hairy. I don't know.
It's okay for a gentleman to have some hairy legs.
Hairy legs, gross.
And you're not the hairiest by any means.
Oh, certainly not. No.
You have a very average covering of hair. Like, it's so normal that people would look at your legs and not even think about.
It's true. No, I've seen people literally break razors with their hair on their legs. So no, I'm nowhere close to that. However,
it's me. No, it wasn't.
It's intense. There's not many of them, but when the razor crosses it, it's like hacking down a tree.
Yeah. We know a couple guys. Anyway.
We do. Anyway, hey, today both of us are on the couch to react to some memes over on the Game Theorists subreddit.
Yeah.
Which is exciting.
We're very excited about them.
We've been wanting to do it for a while. Obviously, it's been hard to get us both on the couch. And I don't want to do, solo meme reaction is not as fun as duo meme reaction.
Yeah, it's not as exciting.
Sorry, Felix. I know that's kind of your shtick.
Maybe you can carry it.
You're just funny.
We like to have people to talk to.
We're not funny.
So congratulations.
Thank you.
We launched a YouTube channel. I don't know if you heard.
Yeah, well, when did that happen?
God knows
crazy.
when. Could have been 2 hours ago. Could have been last month. Time has no meaning anymore.
I can tell you it was about 5 days ago.
Okay, yeah. It was 5 days ago.
So today we wanted to react to food theory memes and the new channel memes. Because it was a big event for us. It was a huge thing.
It was a huge deal. Where are we right now with subscribers? Hold on.
You're 870.
870. Over 870 subscribers. And three episodes are over 1 million views.
6 million views in the first 5 days.
4 episodes are over 1 million views. And
amazing.
That makes us really happy, you guys. It makes us really happy.
It's so great. We were
Thank you.
We were so worried.
You were really worried.
And
you told me 2 days before the channel launched that you were really worried. I was actually a bit less worried than Matthew.
But
I understand why you were worried.
Why was I worried, Stephanie?
Well, I actually understood why Matthew was worried better after the channel launched, because we've been working on food theory for 2 years. 2 years.
And as you'll see today in our meme review, a lot of you have seen the hints that we've been working on it actually longer than that.
Yeah.
When it was just an idea.
Exactly.
We're going to go back to some old videos, which you guys called out on Reddit and on Twitter.
We've actually been talking about food theory for almost that whole length of time.
We've known it was going to be a part of the wheel for a real long time.
Actually, meeting up with our fellow YouTuber friends at VidCon and stuff, a year ago, 2 years ago, they were like, oh yeah, you finally launched that channel that you told me about 2 years ago.
We got a lot of emails from people in the last
being like,
couple
you
days.
actually did it.
Oh, glad to see that thing that was that you've been talking about for years finally happened. I think people just thought we were talking about it. We're like, no, we're gonna do it.
We swear, we're gonna do it.
Sorry, other YouTubers who can film 50 videos in a week. We can do 3.
Yeah.
And so launching a channel with 5 videos ready to go on day 1, plus a plan on how to do it on a regular basis moving forward, ain't a thing that we're comfortable with.
But so 2 years is a long time to like get internally acclimated to food theory. Food theory made a lot of sense in my brain because we've been talking about it for so long. But I didn't realize like how foreign a concept this was going to be for a lot of people watching. And we got so many comments, and we'll look at some of them, and I've screenshotted a bunch of them that have said like, this is not what I was expecting. Is this a joke? Is this for real? There were some of them that were skewing like kind of on the mean side, but actually a lot of them were much more like, this was not what I expected. I wasn't sure what to make of this at first, but I watched it and now I love it. And like, we get it because we've been working on it for so long, and I just didn't realize how much people wouldn't be expecting it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I knew going, like, because the thing is, it makes a lot of sense to theorize about media products, books, TV, movies, music, theater, comics, all the stuff that when we say like, what should our next theory channel be? Like, those are the things you get because it makes sense.
Yeah,
right?
Those are the things people come up with.
Those have storylines and lore and fit very nicely into kind of like the template that we've set up with game theory and film theory.
You say that, but funny enough, because we were going back and really thinking about this, when we saw that reaction, I really got to thinking about when we launched film theory. And weirdly enough, we got a lot of those same kind of comments, maybe not quite as many, but a lot of those same kind of comments when we launched film theory. Because back then, it was like people, thanks. Appreciate you.
Yeah, I'm watching.
There we go. Because back then, people were like, oh yeah, you can theorize about games, but movies, no way. Like, it was something that people weren't doing. No one was doing that. And so we actually got a lot of the same comments back then. And now I think it's like clicked with people that you can kind of do this about. You can do this about a lot of things. Yeah. Right?
Well, yeah. And so I knew going, like...
Hopefully.
Yeah. Well, I knew going in that was going to be the big catching point. Like, that people have an association with what food content looks like. And it's like recipes and in the kitchen and this and that. And we're doing that sort of stuff. But through the lens of like science and our animated style and
some people thought it was just going to be a cooking channel, though.
Right.
They literally thought it was. They saw food theory and they didn't get the theory part. They were like, oh, it's going to be Matthew making like cooking things, which understandably they were like, what the heck is that? That makes no sense. Yeah, so I also understand that.
No. So anyway, long story short, we were worried about it. The fact that we are 5 days in and have 870,000 subscribers.
Yay!
It's amazing.
And almost more importantly is that there's a lot of the community. You guys have been so positive and so supportive, and even going so far as to say stuff like, I thought I was going to hate this channel, but I watched it and it's great. But even if you like weren't totally on board at the beginning,
you
like,
gave
it a chance,
which is
and that was
awesome.
That means so much. That you just gave it a chance, and then if you hate it, fine, you hate it.
Yeah, that was my big concern, is that people would see it and then dismiss it and not give it a shot, because I knew if people gave it a shot, they would get it, and all of a sudden, because the thing is, when we bring up food theory to people, all of a sudden, and like some of the sample episodes, people all of a sudden have like, everyone we talk to has one. Yeah. They're like, oh, well, then you should talk about this.
You should talk about this one.
And we're always like, oh, that's a great idea. Everyone has like 1 or 2 great ideas to go on this channel, and it's awesome. But it's one that like you have to give a shot to. And I think that was what I was most concerned about is, you know, in this day and age where there's so much content everywhere, like, would people be willing to try it? So I'm glad. So thank you guys. It's a huge credit to you guys for doing that. I'm really excited about it. I hope you guys really like it.
We really hope you guys continue to like it.
The next episode coming out on Thursday. I think it's great. It's actually might be my favorite of the like first 6 that we worked on. I
think mine too.
Yeah, it's on whether a hot dog is a sandwich, which I love those sorts of debates. Like, that was one of my debates in high school and college a lot, where I'd be like, if you had to drink a cup of any condiment, what would it be? And everyone would be like, well, what if it was whipped cream? And it's like, well, is whipped cream a condiment? Who knows? You know, and hot dog as a sandwich is a similar sort of thing. So I'd love to tackle more of that sort of stuff on the channel too. But we're getting there. Anyway, meme review. Let's react to some stuff.
Going to react
finally. To so this one came in talking about a lot of the... I don't even remember when this video was. This was...
Right? What was
this might have been 4 years ago. This is... me going over to Captain Sparkle's house. Yeah, this was a long time ago, and we did the Helium Rap Battle Challenge.
Oh, that's right.
And the fact that people remembered this or found it from way back in the day is so exciting to me. But here you go.
All right. Welcome, everyone, to the second go at the Helium Rap Battle Challenge. This time, I'm joined by MatPat from Game Theory and Film Theory. And any other theories? Possibly food theory, or should I not say that?
Maybe one day food theory.
Or should I not say that? You guys had clearly just had a conversation before you started filming about how you were planning, like how we were planning the next channel as food theory.
That's really funny. Yeah, I mean, the thing, like I said, we've been talking to people about it for a really long time.
For so long.
And so it's great.
So long.
It's great. No, we had talked a lot about like where I saw things going and like what my goals were and this and that. And you know, Hem Sparkles is great. Jordan's awesome. And so like he's smart.
And he's very focused.
He's very
business minded. He's very focused.
He's very smart. He's very business minded. And so like obviously when I met with him, like we talked about a lot of that stuff. He told me about the music channels that he was launching, you know, kind of some of the businesses that he was working on. And so it was a great time to like talk with someone who would, because a lot of YouTube, you see a lot of spectrum of YouTubers, some who are very business focused,
some who are not,
and some who are certainly not. And Jordan is definitely like, I think we're kind of in the middle where like we're business owners, but we don't like, I talked about this in the Mega Man stream that I did recently, where it's like, we're kind of reluctant business. Like we never wanted to be entrepreneurs, but like, well, we see something good here. We really believe in what we have to offer. And so like, let's make it as good as we can. While not blowing up into like 100-person company and building, like we don't want an empire or anything. Like there are some empire builders, and we are certainly not that.
We're not that, but we also don't roll out of bed in the morning and be like, what am I gonna film today?
Yeah, by the nature of the content that we do and who we are as people, like we just can't do that sort of thing. Like we're very organized and we take what we do very seriously. And so if we're gonna do it, we're gonna try to make it the best as possible. But you know, we're not like, let's build a mega media empire. It's like, no, I just want to make cool, fun, educational YouTube videos that like, I don't know, do good stuff for the space and teach people things.
Yeah,
and,
exactly.
And again, like the cool thing about launching a channel for me is it also allows us to touch on topics that we can't talk about via the other channels, right? Like,
yeah, you get all sorts of, over like a million years on YouTube, you get a lot of other ideas for stuff that would be really cool, but that just don't work with what you're doing.
It's really hard to cover stuff like chemistry and marketing and branding on a regular basis on film theory and game theory. And so food theory is kind of a lot of that, a lot of psychology, a lot of marketing, a lot of that stuff. So it's creatively refreshing.
Oh shoot, we're just over explaining the memes now.
We are, but
right.
it's a meme review, so that's what we do.
It's fine.
So this is from the Tootsie Roll episode.
Yes, please, agreed.
So no more of that. I believe this was Sedge. Sedge is one of our longest working editors.
He's really good.
He's amazing.
And if you like the film theory, the food theory intro, which a lot of people do, it's Sedge.
Yeah, that was Sedge.
Hashtag thanks Sedge.
Yeah, we did like 4 or 5 rounds back and forth of like refining it, but Sedge's like first pass out of the gate of like, let's go on a street corner, then through a restaurant, then into the back of the restaurant. Like that was all him. And then from there, we just added like layers of memes and references. But yeah, he also created this thing, which in my comments back to him, as I'm giving notes on the video, I'm like, I will not sleep for the next week because of this monstrosity that you created. No more of this. So
Agreed.
yeah, the automated lick. But in my mind, when MIT scientists say we created a licking machine, this is what I see in my nightmares.
Can you have Simone Geets make one for real?
I thought of that actually. I wish that I had thought of it earlier in the like food theory process where that could have been a collab with her.
Oh my gosh,
because I would have loved to have done it with
amazing.
Simone, where she does like, and maybe we do a follow up on Tootsie Roll
where it's
like,
an
hey Simone,
licking
can you make me? Because it's totally the sort of thing that she would do.
Yeah.
If you are a fan of Simone, who makes like I forget, just crappy robots, like that's her thing.
That's her thing is crappy robots. Except she doesn't really want to do crappy robots anymore.
No.
I think she just wants to do robots.
She makes just like great stuff. She did like the Tesla truck and stuff. She does amazing work.
Truckla.
But I would love to do something with her. She seems like the nicest person. I've crossed paths with her briefly at a YouTube event. I would love to do that. We should hit her up.
Yeah,
let her know on Twitter.
Let her know we need an automatic licking machine.
Yeah, get us a licking machine. Okay, so that scene from MatPat and Rosanna Pansino's second Real versus Gummy was really foreshadowing. There you go. That's a food theory.
There it is.
For munching.
Uh-oh, this also says it's watermelon.
Oh, yeah. It's great. Yeah, again,
We actually probably already had some episodes written at this point.
No, this was
When was
I think
this?
this was still a while ago. I think this is 3 years ago.
Oh, 3 years ago?
Yeah,
Oh, never
hold on.
mind.
I think
Okay.
when was this? When was gummy versus real food? It seems like an ancient history at this point. This was
I
like
think it was-
fidget spinner
I
days.
thought this was 2 years ago.
Oh, creep along, internet.
I think fidget spinners were only 2 years ago, unfortunately. 2018.
18, okay, so
Yeah. No,
wow.
No, we had just started planning
See,
the very first inklings of
I see my hair like this, and it feels so foreign.
So summer of 2018, we actually had an intern who was with us, and she was wonderful. Emily, she was lovely, and
Emily's
she did
great.
an entire research project for us on the entire food ecosystem on YouTube. She researched like every type of food channel out there.
Yeah.
She created these massive
Giant web.
diagrams, webs to show us like the different categories of food content, how they work together, like the kinds of audiences that they had. And that's when we really solidified the fact that there was no other channel out there like this.
Yeah, really.
And that's why we were like,
We're like,
of
why is no
all
one
of
covering
these
like food science?
Yeah, we were like, of all of these zillions of food channels, like Alton Brown does a little bit.
Yeah,
but
there was
he
a
does-
couple that did like it was weird because
He
it was a
wasn't
lot of like
posting regularly.
no,
like,
it was also a lot of like one-off videos. Was the
Yeah.
other thing you would find? Like Tom Scott did like a
couple.
one-off video, and like you said, Alton did a couple videos. There was a couple small channels that did like the
Yeah.
light and frost effect
This was
and stuff
way
like that.
before Did You Know Food. Like we were planning this way before any of that kind of stuff.
That's
all
right,
of that.
she did you know food?
Yeah,
That's right.
yeah. I don't know if he's still doing it, but like,
Right. I wonder.
but right, collab. But like that year was the year we actually hired someone for a full 3 or 4 months to do a major research project to teach us about the entire food industry on YouTube.
Yeah, basically. So here's another one. This is where MatPat got his idea from. Aha!
There it
Or
is.
this is where MatPat started seeding the idea out into the world.
Yep.
Okay, what do we got? Part 2 of the meme I made earlier. Oh, I missed part 1. Shoot.
Oh, darn.
Part
Okay.
2. No food theory, Drake. Drake, my man.
Come on, man.
Hop up, be a theorist. Be a food theorist.
Oh, but the alternative though
Is Pikachu theory.
Okay, legit.
I mean, honestly, Pikachu, you are the yellow part of the logo.
Right?
Just
I know, honestly. It's you. It's always been you.
That I wish I could say that we had actually grabbed his yellow and used it as the yellow.
That's so we
For
could
the
still
logo.
do it. It's only 5 days old.
It's pretty close.
It's really close,
It's
I think.
shockingly close.
Yeah.
Pikachu. Maybe,
Pikachu,
we
we
could,
love you.
You know what we could do? I haven't thought about
we could
this.
do a peep one.
We could do a peep one.
Yes.
We'll just do a peep one.
Okay, we'll do a peep food theory around
April
Easter.
or whatever, yeah,
Oh
next
God,
May.
I hope the channel makes it that long. We're counting on you, food theory.
Stay strong.
Stay strong.
Stay strong. Early signs are good.
Yeah, early signs are good.
Oh, okay, this is not food theory related.
I don't know.
This is clearly not. What
What
is this? This is just an awful screen grab of me. Oh no!
This is why Matthew can't use Instagram filters.
Oh, this is what happens when I hop on Snapchat.
I don't think this is the way to go.
This is terrible. What do you think? This is you digging my beard? I like it.
Who are you face swapped with?
I think it's you, but mixed with a beard.
Oh no.
Yeah, right. Because this is your hair.
Is it?
Thi-
No,
yeah,
that's
this
not
is-
my hair. It's too curly.
No, that's totally your hair.
No,
that's a
it's not
that's a
my hair.
photo of you. I think
It's
that's a photo
not.
of you.
It's not.
These are your eyelashes.
That's not me.
I think it's totally you.
We've been married for like 8 years.
That's totally your hair. That's when you had your reddish hair, Steph.
We've been together for like 14 years, and he can't. He does not recognize my hair.
How you curl your hair
Sometimes.
before photo shoots that
Every
make it
once in a
onto
while.
the internet.
Looks
Like
like-
this is, I think, your headshot. Here, I'm gonna call it out. I think this is your headshot for the consulting/website that we have.
No, but definitely not that.
Oh no, it's actually too red of hair for it. But I swear that this is your. I let me know who posted this. I can't even see because of the lights. Who's that? Can you see it? Dank Doggo 27.
There we go.
Let us know, Dank Doggo 27. Is that whose hair is that? It's also Stephanie's
Lovely
beard.
hair.
Fun fact.
That is my beard.
Notice that she doesn't
I
deny
do.
that it's her
I do a
beard.
good job
Oh,
of keeping the 5 o'clock shadow under control.
okay.
Oh no!
More
Oh,
face
no.
swapping going on. Matt and Steph. Wow, that is terrifying.
You would make a great looking drag queen.
Wow, look at how beautiful I am.
You would make it. I don't make a particularly attractive dude.
Right?
I'm a little.
Wow.
I'm a little bit. I don't know.
I feel like your hair is the thing
Hair's
that's
the
hurting.
problem.
I feel like
I
maybe
need
if you
to
had
bulk up a little bit as well.
if you had a more robusto set of hair, I feel like your hair needs to be a little bit more robusto.
Yeah.
But man, I look gorgeous. Look at me. Wow,
I don't
I'm
know,
beautiful.
Your jaw's a little bit, you got a little bit of a horse face, but other than that, I think you're good.
Horse? Did you just call me a horse face?
As a girl, not as a guy.
Wow.
As a guy, your jaw's totally in line. But mine, you can see my jaw's a little bit too narrow.
Horse face.
Now, I'm not saying you're not hot.
And I mean, and I complimented you on your side, but that's fine, whatever. Jeez. Horse face. Nee! Amy's amazing. Wait, okay. Friendship ended with MatPat and Steph. Now Amy is my best. Oh no! So we've been X'd out.
I did see a number of comments on the Tootsie Roll episode for rooting for researcher number 2. They were like, researcher number 2 should get more props.
Right, Amy stepped up in that episode, and that was fun because we all did it independently, and I didn't know what everyone's scores were until I did like the final recording.
Yeah. Hers was crazy
Hers was
good.
crazy low.
Yeah.
And I don't know.
She was working it.
I haven't talked to her about what
About
her
how she
secret
pulled
was.
that off.
But the fact that she got double digits, I'm like, good job. I mean, there are some Tootsie Pops where, again, we've consumed a whole lot of Tootsie Pops for that episode. Some of them, the Tootsie Roll center is actually off center. And so when you open it up, you can actually see it. Like, I've gotten to the Tootsie Roll center in probably about like 10 licks because I like
because it was just way
because it was
off.
like right there, and you throw those out because it's like clearly this is like a packaging.
It's an outlier
malfunction.
in the data.
It is it's an outlier in the data, which again, because we take things seriously, you can't include in your research. So
exactly.
But my all-time low was I think it was probably like 13 or 15. Something like that. It was
way off.
Yeah, it was super low.
Okay, we gotta keep going. We got a lot of memes.
But no, Amy, the star of food theory. Forgive
Yeah,
me. Maybe we
absolutely.
just hand the channel over to her. Be like, hey,
we're done.
I've got enough recording. We're good. We did the teaser on Twitter for those of you who don't
Yes.
know. So I pulled a Scott Coffin per Stephanie's request. We made it, pretty basic.
Yeah, I mean,
which was smart. Well done. Good call.
Don't
call.
keep people from finding the new channel.
Right.
That was all.
Maybe that was dumb of me.
So, but everyone did a really good job of finding it. Like tons of people threw it in their phone. They threw it into Photoshop. They did all sorts of stuff. They played around with all the slidey bars, and they found that it was the Food Theory logo. Some people didn't believe it when they found it, but they found it. Yeah.
Is this an April Fool's joke? No.
Right.
It's not. No, not quite. But yeah, and then people kind of like made fan art around it immediately afterward, which is awesome. This is great. Was this part of the one that we blacked out with the little extra dot there?
Right.
Is that just a remnant?
I was wondering that too.
Right?
I wonder if Dan needs to fix that.
I wonder. Right?
That fork shouldn't have a hole in it. The dots were supposed to just be
It's a reinforced fork, Steph.
Right?
The fork
It's
needs
really,
to be reinforced.
really strong.
Just like the knife, it needed to be reinforced. What do we got? Here on day 1. Whoa,
Hey!
1 hour. Good one. Catching it on that first hour.
Oh, 1 hour
Good.
ago. That's amazing.
You are a hero.
Yeah, you are.
Thank you for testing. Again, like, that's one of those things where it's scary when you... I think there's a reason why a lot of YouTubers are reticent to do more than just, like, their channel, because...
It's scary.
It's scary, because you're putting yourself... It's making yourself very vulnerable, and, I was really scared, and if it flops... people will be like, "Oh yeah, well, remember that failed food theory or what?" It's kind of like Google Stadia for Google. Like people are gonna hold that against them for a long time.
Also, Google Plus.
Yeah,
Still remember that one.
You end up on a Watch Mojo list of like top 10 failed whatever.
Right.
And it's like, oh, I don't want food theory to be that, but thank you for showing us your trust and being there on day 1. Some people commenting on the episodes. I just realized Kool-Aid Man bursting through walls means he gets brinks inside of him. Brinks. Bricks. Must be like bricks. Yeah, armored truck security vehicles. The brinks.
And
you
that
get the brinks
would be
inside
really
of them.
nasty to have like
Brinks inside of you?
Brinks in your Kool-Aid glass.
I hate when I get brinks inside of me.
Brinks.
Brink dust. You don't want brink dust in there.
It's gross.
No.
It makes your Kool-Aid really gritty.
It's already, like, if you're not doing a sufficient enough job of stirring, it's already going to be gritty. Now you got brinks dust in there.
Right, no.
No
that's
bueno.
not good.
It is true, though. again, I've watched a lot of Kool-Aid footage from doing that episode, and you do start to wonder about like the bricks and like
Right?
drywall.
He's highly contaminated.
The asbestos in there.
Oh no, because those commercials are old.
I
Like
know.
those go back a long way. Those walls definitely have asbestos.
Oh, there's so much asbestos inside Kool-Aid Man. However,
It just makes him even more deadly.
However, as we talk about in that episode, he's not the fluid inside of himself. Like, you see him wake up in the morning devoid of fluid. So I think maybe that's the thing I should have been questioning in this episode. Where does his fluid go at the end of the day?
He pees it out.
How?
The
How is he
same place-
peeing it out?
The same place that your Kool-Aid goes when you drink it.
Where's it going? Like, he's peeing
know.
it out of his
Maybe
head?
he has a
I'm not
little
seeing
hole.
any little Kool-Aid
Maybe
Man.
he has a little hole, or maybe he's just kind of slowly. He kind of puddles out behind him a little bit. Or maybe, you know, maybe he's like, I'm good at the end of the day, and he just
Pours himself
tips him over and pours him out. I'm a little teapot.
Even that though, like that's a feat because you're still gonna have it trapped in his like extremities.
Yeah, and his abdomen.
His center of this is all you see. Another food theory, all about Kool-Aid Man.
The physics of tipping that out make no sense.
Right, because it's gonna be caught in his appendages. No, his center of gravity is too high. It's chaos.
I don't
It's
know
chaos.
what's going on there.
Kool-Aid Man is chaos man. Here we go. Oh, it's tomorrow so before the launch.
Ooh.
Counting down to July 23rd because it's my aunt's birthday. Counting down to July 23rd because of the new channel.
We won't tell.
It's totally because, yeah, well, lucky for you, we launched it on July 23rd because it was your aunt's birthday.
Ta-da!
Happy
We
birthday,
Knew. We knew.
Auntie Jane.
Aunt
Jane?
Auntie.
It's always an Aunt Jane.
Yeah, I have an Aunt Jane. Do you have an Aunt Jane?
No. I have a Cheryl and a Corey.
I have a Brenda. That's it. That's all I got.
Aunt Jane.
Aunt Jane.
Happy birthday, Aunt Jane. You're welcome. Feel free to show this to her. Film her reaction.
Mm-hmm. It was just for her.
This
whole
was for
thing,
you.
All 2 years.
We built
3
a
years.
channel across 4+ years, 10 years since the beginning. Maybe not that long.
Yeah. Feels
It's
like
been
it.
it's been a lot of years. Hasn't been 10 years. Okay, this was in the
Ooh,
fake news video.
is this Illuminati theory?
This is conspiracy theory. Which if we did do conspiracy theory, this would be the logo. It'd probably be a deeper purple.
It would be maybe a deeper purple, or it might be like the triangle as well.
Illuminati. Yeah.
Yeah.
The thing I want to do. Here's the thing, friends.
Okay. Yeah.
Here's the truth, and I saw conspiracy theory thrown. Like obviously, book theory was the number one most like guessed thing. When
And we can explain. We have explained in the past, and we can continue to explain why. That
We're gonna
is
beat
not
that
the
drum.
next one, but yeah, conspiracy theory.
But yeah, conspiracy. Trust me. Conspiracy theory, I know would do well, like from a viewership standpoint. I know you guys would be excited about conspiracy theory. I think like the logo lends itself to it. It fits perfectly into everything that we do. I think it would be a really cool channel. There's 2 reasons at this point that I can't do conspiracy theory. Maybe 3. One is just YouTube itself. Like at this point with YouTube cracking down so heavily on conspiracy theory videos.
And literally anything that has conspiracy in the title, in the tags, in the description. I mean, you couldn't label this channel as conspiracy theory even.
Certain other YouTubers who shall go unnamed have been able to kind of skate by those rules in ways that we don't quite understand.
Or
how
agree
they're
with.
able to,
Sometimes
or,
we understand them
sometimes
and we
get
don't
it.
agree with them.
Sometimes we're like, okay, if that's the way you're going to selectively enforce your rules,
Cool.
YouTube.
It's cool.
Okay.
It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah, certain other YouTubers have been able to skate by on that, which we're skeptical of. But it's one of those things that, okay, we don't want to have to rely on that sort of thing, to make the channel viable, right? Because it sucks to say, but like at a certain point, like if you're spending that much time and money to produce videos, 'cause
Yeah.
it's expensive to produce our videos. It takes a lot of effort, a
long
lot of editor
time.
time. Like,
And at this point, if we're not, we could be spending that time with our 2-year-old.
Right.
So, we're trying to balance things out. We gotta
Right.
we gotta pick the stuff that's most important.
yeah, and so one, just from a YouTube crackdown standpoint, we could
Can't
never
do
do
it.
conspiracy theory, unfortunately.
At least not the way the system works right now.
Yeah, not the way that we would want to do it.
Yeah.
2 though is honestly I think it would do really bad things for me mentally. Like,
Yeah. Matthew has trouble after we watch some horror movies.
well, it's not even no, I'm pretty good with horror movies, but
Horror
like
games.
horror games sometimes get to me. Welcome to the Game wrecked me for
weeks. Months.
like months. I would say months. Like
he would like bar the door of our room with furniture because he was afraid of people breaking in.
Like from the dark web, hacking. Like it did.
I'd like find him up in the middle of the night, like on the floor because he was afraid that like he could hear something downstairs. It was really bad.
That was a bad one.
It was really bad.
Admittedly.
And that was the worst it's ever gotten.
Yeah,
but it
that was the most
and that
extreme.
wasn't often. It was just like once or twice. But if that's doing that to you once or twice, even that's too much.
It was pretty bad. No, but it's one of those, and it's I firmly believe, right, that like once you open your mind to something or see something, you can't really get it out, and it's just gonna work in there, right? And so like ignorance sometimes is bliss to this sort of stuff.
And we're already on enough watch lists.
Well, that's reason 3 I was gonna say, but what I was gonna say is, you know, it's one thing to make jokes about like wacky stuff in video games, wacky stuff in films. I think when you start looking into kind of some of the weird stuff that's happened in the world, in real life, it's like you can make some pretty strong cases for some of that weird stuff, and whether it's true or not, it's in your head, and suddenly like it starts to
mess with your logical thinking. It starts to mess with your sense of reality. It also starts to do that to other people, which is not something that I think is good to be a part of. You don't want to be part of something that messes up somebody else's mental health or makes you or someone else feel like the information that they have now hurts them in their life.
Yeah, it's one thing to be like, whoa, animatronics are spooky, guys. It's another thing to be like, hey, the government's out to get you. Or like, you know.
There's enough uncertainty in the world. There's enough crazy stuff going on. And there's so much actual misinformation on the internet right now that's just not where we want to be.
Yeah, and I think by the nature of that channel, like some of it would be like debunking existing conspiracies, but it would also, there would definitely be a good subset of like, let's play into it or let's come up with our own. And like, I don't want to feed into that. And then third, like Stephanie said, we're already probably on some watch lists.
We once had to research like bomb mechanics while we were sitting in an airport. So that alone, I feel like we're already. It was for a Batman theory, but I feel like we've been in some situations where we're like, this is weird, or the stuff that you end up having to research on Google is already weird enough without even going to conspiracy theory land. Maybe we don't want to go further down this rabbit hole.
Yeah, and especially if you're out there putting that stuff out into the world, now all of a sudden, like, people are, like...
paying attention.
What if one of them is right, and you stumble across it, and that, like... I can't.
I know that sounds paranoid, but...
I can't.
You don't want to put yourself through that.
Trust me, like I said... It's to me, it's where my mind immediately hops to. Like, it makes total sense. I just think there are a lot of reasons to not do it.
Yep. Done.
Oh, I feel this one is coming. Normal food theory. Are hot dog sandwiches? Yeah. Oh, nervously sweating. Where
did that screenshot appear where everyone was like, wait a minute, one of these things is not like the other. This episode, like, you could see the thumbnail for it. Like, they're like, this episode isn't in the launch lineup.
Yeah, a couple of the episodes
have sneaky peeks.
Yeah, they had the wrong one, and I'm like, don't fix it.
It's
like,
fine.
It's fine. It teases that it's coming.
Yeah.
But it's true. Our hot dog sandwiches is coming up either before this episode airs or is already. It is the 6th episode of Food Theory.
Yeah, it's the next one.
And yeah, it's kind of a joke about food theory, but like, I think it's actually a really good episode.
But you will learn stuff that you did not know.
I was shocked by this one.
That's not us hyping it up either.
A lot of the food theory episodes, especially some of the early ones that we've been working on, I'm like, no way, that one's really good. We have Gordon Ramsay versus Bobby Flay, which is another one that like rocked my world. Where I'm like, oh, this is it's such a bummer. I've learned a lot about.
Again, it's one of those ones. Yeah. Just watch it, and you will appreciate that you watched it.
Yep. Here we go. Remember, that's just a theory, a Peepachu theory. Oh wait, this must be part 1.
Oh yeah.
People saying that the new ring is music theory. Me saying that it's
Peepachu theory.
Peepachu theory again.
Woo woo.
It is.
Okay, so this is the explanation for why music theory isn't a thing. Copyright.
Done. That's it.
We can't talk about the lyrics. They're copyrighted. We can't play any of the music. It's copyrighted. We can't even talk about the artists. All of their imagery, everything. Like, the music labels are so aggressive, and they're mean. They're not, the music industry is not nice. It's not full of good people. It's not full of people who want to, like, do nice things for anyone.
If you watch GTLive,
we can't do it.
The T-Spill, T-Series, we called it everything, T-Series, back when we were doing, like, our podcast, like a year ago. we were pretty explicit about some of the stuff that we've learned about the music industry.
They're not great.
They ain't great.
Yeah.
It's so much so that it's kind of like ruined my desire to listen to current music because of how shameless some of their tactics are. And so
yeah.
Yeah,
That
music
one's-
theory.
that one-
just
that one
again,
cannot happen,
Yeah, music theory
unfortunately.
again is one of those that you think about The Ring, and it's like, of course. And there's like Rap Genius, and like I would love to do music theory. I would love to educate people on musical concepts and chord structures and harmonics and
Why people like certain songs.
do people
why,
hear
like,
the same things as each other? Like, there's so many cool things to do with music theory, but again, because of the way the internet works and because of businesses, policing stuff on YouTube, we just can't do it. Like,
Yeah.
I trust me, I wish maybe if there was like a YouTube original where they funded us doing a channel or something, maybe.
Oh my gosh, no! If YouTube Originals has to clear the
They'd
rights
have
to
clear
every
everything.
single
That's
thing.
the thing, though.
It's
You
impossible.
would have to strike a like blanket deal with all
Every
the music
music
publishers,
label.
which will never happen.
It'll never happen.
Yeah. So anyway.
We wish. We wish.
I wish, right? Nice. That's impressive to be on.
69 lol.
LOL. Good.
69.
Good screenshot. You got like. Is that all of them? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5?
I
Oh, you're
love
missing
that that's
one. But
where it stuck. I love that they stuck there. It's
LOL.
amazing.
That's amazing. 420.
Oh, YouTube.
Right, that would have been the only other lol-tacular one.
Right.
Great. 69. The Holy Trinity: Game Theory, Film Theory, Food Theory.
Aww.
Then GTLive. I know. Oh, GT. I like to think of GTLive as a subset of Game Theory,
I like to think of it that way too.
or like our own little like personal project.
I like to think of it as
just fun.
we don't care.
I think of these as like
Selfish content.
honestly.
GTLive.
At this point, I think GTLive is all selfish content. I think these
yeah.
three are like the business side of things, and I think like
GTLive is
just,
selfish content.
it's just fun to have and fun to hang out with you guys.
Yeah.
It's our time to relax with each other, our time to hang out with you
know,
guys.
I miss you.
I know, right? Why don't I
like
see
you.
you anymore? I miss you
like
so
you.
much. Let's hang out more. Can we have a date on Thursday?
Yeah.
Let's date. Let's find a date. That'd be nice. What do we got? Shout out to my best friend for being the biggest fan of Stephanie and letting me use her for this meme.
Aw, that's so sweet.
Slowly but surely, she's becoming a theorist. Best friend. Oh, jeez. BB. Do you want to join my new religion? What is it? I love this picture of you, by the way. I took this picture of you. This is one of my favorite pictures.
Yeah,
of you.
it's really nice.
That's at, I'm interested. Hey, you got a convert.
Yes!
To the
All
Church
right.
of Stephanie.
Yes.
Good job. Church of Stephanie.
The
That's
dues
great.
are very low.
The dues? Oh, man, are you like Scientology?
Yeah, exactly.
Are you are you going to test out my like wavelength?
Yeah,
Great.
exactly. I'm gonna give you the answer to enlightenment after you squeeze some sticks.
Great, thank you.
E-meters.
That's exactly, the E-meters. Oh, hey, would anyone else love a GT Live? Speaking of GT Live, GT Live podcast in the blue quadrant.
It was
love
really
this
fun.
logo.
I know.
I
It's
love
so
that
nice.
logo.
We worked really hard on that.
We work really hard. I don't know if you can tell. We work really hard.
too
a lot
hard.
of stuff.
Way too hard.
And so like
What are we thinking?
we went through how many different versions of the Food Theory logo? 70?
I think it
80?
was that many.
We didn't get into 3 figures, but we were
No.
getting close. It was the most that Dan has ever had to do. Because it was everything from, like, for a long time it was going to be a burger.
Yeah.
Then it was going to be a burger and fries.
Then we toyed around with the idea of an apple, but there was also a pizza involved at one point. There was a milkshake.
Yeah.
There was so much stuff.
Yeah.
And then once we finally narrowed it down to fork and knife, then it was like this fork and this knife, or this fork and this knife, and this fork and this knife, and this one. Like
yeah.
it was
Angle on
crazy.
so much
Yeah,
stuff,
it was like
guys.
tilt it,
It's-
tilt it, tilt it, tilt. Oh,
We're crazy. We're crazy.
Yeah.
GT Live, like I said, that was fun. Maybe we'll bring GT Live back at some point, but in a new form, because
Yeah.
I like GT Live. That was fun.
what's a symbol for selfish content? Oh my gosh, is this you as a cake? Yes! Okay, when
I love
for the
this.
Cake is a Lie episode, everyone was like, oh my gosh, is he going to prove that everything is cake?
I should have. The thing is, that episode was already in the works
Yeah,
before the trend happened.
That episode was
unfortunately.
like, we wrote that episode 2 months ago?
No, that episode was
way
written
more?
a year
A
almost
year
like
ago?
a year ago.
Oh, okay.
That
Yeah.
episode's been around for a while.
But we could do a cake episode on somehow how everything is a cake. It's great. I love
this thumbnail. This is a great thumbnail.
Yeah.
Who is it?
If you'd like to become a professional thumbnail artist, contact us, please.
I mean, we have Dan though.
I know. No, Dan's wonderful. I'm just saying.
I love
Maybe Dan
this.
needs a break
We
sometimes.
should use this as the thumbnail for this one, though.
Yeah,
I think. Like,
absolutely.
we should use this as the thumbnail for this episode of GT Live. That's so good. I love that. It is funny, though, when we did Cake is a Lie, and I saw that trend happening, it was too late to change the episode. Like, there was just so much other stuff going on that I couldn't, like,
there was
insert.
no way.
Because I thought about, like, oh, maybe I'll record something to, like, you know, some pickups to insert in to reference this.
Yeah.
But there was just so much I couldn't do it. But I'm like, hey, at the very least, timing came around again, so that way it seems almost like moderately trendy. I was excited.
Right?
Because that's one of the weird things about food theory is, like, there aren't a whole lot of food trends. There's some food trends.
Sometimes. I mean, the sourdough trend during COVID, that was a big thing. I think with COVID, actually, we've seen an uptick in the food space.
Yeah, which is cool. Missing Link. Yep. What the fourth channel is going to be. Who knows?
What is it? Who knows?
We have a suspicion. Again,
we do have a suspicion.
We'll let you know. We have an idea of what it is, but
we do.
Okay, so I made this. Great. They don't
and
really...
it is blue. You guys are right. Or it could be purple. I don't know.
The color, I think, will depend on what it is, but
yeah.
it's probably going to, it'll be cool. Probably blue.
Probably blue. Maybe purple.
See, they overlap together. Look at how nice and centered
at
that is. Beautiful. It's a beautiful thing. Families all together. Oh, Theorist emblem. There you go. Nice. What's number 4?
Yeah.
The world may never know, like the center of a Tootsie Roll Pop.
We need to release the channel sooner than 5 years, though, because otherwise I'm going to need to retire.
See, this was not what I was expecting, but I hope the channel is a success.
Yeah.
I like this logo.
I like this a lot. This is really
clean.
Cool.
I love this.
In fact, I could see us using, like, this kind of logo for something.
I can see this. This is great.
Right?
I love this, actually. This looks
great.
really nice. Oh, so fun. It makes me really happy to see them all, like, going. It's so stupid to say. It's so stupid to say, but it's like, look at that. That's great.
Right?
That's
it's
exciting.
So nice.
Golly, MatPat has a habit of declaring war on me versus the food industry. Yeah.
Yeah, it's coming.
My parents called this weekend.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh my gosh, it's so exciting that you launched a new channel. It's great. We really, like, I think it's the first channel that my parents, like, really get.
Yeah, mine too.
Which is
They're like,
awesome.
oh, I can watch this.
Yeah, this is like, they've always kind of, like, popped in and out to, like, watch it. They love this channel.
Yeah, this is the one that they like.
They like this channel because we get to catch up with you and see what you guys are up to.
Right.
Like, that's awesome.
Sometimes they hear stories about Oliver. That's really what they're listening for.
That is what they're listening for at this point. But I think this is the first channel that they can actually watch and really enjoy. Problem is, they called up this week and they're like, you said those things about Arby's and McDonald's. Are they going to come after you? And I'm like, they shouldn't.
I don't think so. No, they're
technically, legally,
right.
We should be in the clear.
Yeah,
based on
and
everything
people have said such worse things. If Shane Dawson didn't get sued by Chuck E. Cheese, we're fine.
Wow.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Wow. No, what I mean.
Wow, some shade.
It's not. It's just a viable comparison.
No, it's very true. Actually, I'm surprised that he didn't get, like, a cease and desist from.
You don't know what happened in the background. Actually,
I don't know.
I don't know.
Apologies for being a bit late as promised. I haven't come up with the names for him yet, but feel free to suggest. Oh, this is cool.
Oh, look, that's so awesome.
So I love the fact that there's been a lot more fan art on the channel around Mega Man, because we did the Mega Man theory.
This is so good.
I'm playing Mega Man on my selfish content time, Mega Man Rock and Roll, which if you haven't seen, it's a great game. It's free. Play it now. Like, you owe it to yourself. It's a great free game.
I love this chaos theory and food theory. These guys are awesome.
Right? Yeah, and it is funny to think about, too, because we've done chaos theory, and that isn't an official theory channel either.
No, that was just for the ART.
We've done a lot of stuff.
Can we take a vacation, please? Well, if there's any country out there that would like to let us in now, please get us out of the U.S., first of all. And then second of all, we need a vacation. So especially if you're a country with a beach, a shore, maybe just a nice lakefront.
Yeah, please.
We'll take it.
Let us know, please. We are eager. We could use a break. But there's nowhere to go, so we just keep making videos.
We just keep doing it.
Just keep going. Here we go. Thanks, MatPat. MatPat launches food theory. It has 5 videos uploaded to it already. Yeah. There's also a Game Theory.
I know. That was we put people to work last Thursday watching all that stuff.
I know. That was like,
good job to if you made it through all 7 of those videos, clap and a half to you.
Yeah. All in the same day.
Amazing.
It was our single big, and it's funny because other channels do this. Like, they upload like 5, 6, 7, 8 times a week. It was our single biggest week of uploads where we had 5 episodes plus the promo, so that's 6, plus Game Theory and Film Theory,
Yep.
plus the what is the yellow teaser
Oh, yeah, that's
across
right.
all 3, but I'll count that as 1. Plus, I think like 2 or 3 GT Lives. It was a week of like I think 11 or 12 uploads, which is
Like,
unheard of for
never
us. Like
done
it's
that before.
crazy.
We've never done that before.
And part of the reason why we
had to send our whole team donuts after that because we were like, you guys, you made it.
No, we sent like congratulations, like gift cards and stuff.
Oh,
so.
yeah.
But yeah. Thank
we
you guys for watching
we
it.
bought
too.
everyone seamless gift cards so that they could take the night off.
Yeah, because
after that
all
launch.
of us, and we're looking for like a day where we can just all take a day off.
Yeah,
And be like,
actually,
don't worry.
one of our team members is out for the next week. He's on so he's on vacation this week, and we're just gonna like rotate through people until everyone has had a vacation.
Yeah.
Except for us, probably.
Probably. It's accurate. MatPat's Infinity Stones.
Yes!
Food Theory, Film Theory, Game Theory, GT Live.
What's GT Live? What stone is that?
Let's see. This is red for reality. I think that's orange. Is that
Yeah,
Soul Stone?
right. That's Soul Stone.
Oh, it is the Soul
it's
Stone.
The Soul
That's
Stone.
accurate.
That's so nice.
Food Theory is power.
Power Stone.
Yeah, it gives you food. It gives you energy. Film Theory makes you question reality because
That's
it's
true,
film. It's not
maybe.
like real.
Yeah.
Also, it's red.
Game
Theory
Theory
is green. Time Stone? Okay, that one doesn't quite work. That's fine. MatPat's editors knowing that
That's
they
the old one. That's the old one. It's the Time Stone.
That's true. MatPat's editors knowing that they have 4 times the videos to edit. No.
That is accurate.
But again, this is why it took 2 years, right?
Yeah.
Like, we didn't want to create a channel and then not be able to sustain it.
Yeah,
That's
that's
moving
the thing.
forward. And so
If
much
you
of the
don't
time,
have the editors to do it, like everything falls apart for us.
and a lot of it was just finding the right people who we could bring onto the team and help with the workload of it's only 1 extra video a week, but for our style of videos, 1 extra video a week means like an extra 100 hours of work that has to go somewhere.
Yeah.
And so, we have to figure out how that work is going so that way now across Food Theory, Film Theory, and Game Theory alone, that's 300 hours to make those 3 episodes.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, okay, well, we got to find more editors. We got to find, more people who can help us research. We got to find my time. Like, we need to find enough people to take over some more of my and Stephanie's responsibilities so that way we can dedicate them to now working in notes and rewrites and whatever on yet another channel.
Yeah.
Plus GTLive. So when we say it's 2 years, like, it's not an exaggeration. Like, that's what took so long was we wanted to do it. It's the process of making sure it's sustainable. Get yourself someone who will buy you all the fries. MatPat, after buying all the fries and sharing with Stephanie, I'm the greatest husband of all time.
Yeah!
It's true. That was great. And it was fun to actually, because you don't have, I don't know, at least for me, until Food Theory, you don't have multiple fast foods at the same time. And so it was fun to actually like taste test and compare the different fries.
Right?
And also like mix
Some
them
of
up.
them very clearly stand out over the others.
We gave Arby's curly fries a hard time in that video, but man, Arby's curly fries are great.
So good.
They're
Those
so
were
good.
definitely the first ones gone. They were so good.
Am I the only one who thought this was weird about yesterday's Game and Film Theory? Food Theory video on French fries. Arby's medium fries are a great deal. Matt talking about the theory on other videos. You must never buy Arby's medium fries. Yeah. Yeah. When I recorded the VO for the end card, I might have misspoke.
Whoopsie.
Yeah, that was my bad. And again, it was one of those things that I'm like, oh shoot, I should change that. But again, all the videos were like, there were so many things going on. I'm like, me correcting that would throw chaos into
Yeah,
what
it's
has
like
to
how
work.
you misspoke about the like the water polarity and stuff. That's fine.
The water.
I caught that one the morning before the video
That-
went up, and I
okay.
was like,
That one wasn't okay. That one wasn't my fault because that one I actually sent the editor who worked on it the diagram of this is how the polarity maps out.
Oh, to correct it in the edit.
Because in the first 2 edits, I'm like, this is actually scientifically wrong. Here is what it should be, and I explained in the comments like this is how I would show it. You want the molecules to attach X, Y, and Z. Like I listed it all out, but I didn't have time to check like the final of it. I'm like, I've already given 2 rounds of notes. I'm assuming because usually the editors are great about following the notes anyway. So like, if I kind of like give them I'm really robust with my first wave of notes, and I'm like usually after that like they do a good job of addressing it, it's fine. And then the comments called it out, and I'm like, oh no, I should have looked.
I noticed it either the night before the video went up or the morning the videos went up, and I was like, and I was literally like, I can't say anything to anyone because we're already spread so thin. I was like, it is what it is. It's gonna go.
Yeah,
it's okay.
I didn't know it until the comments called it out because again, like I haven't seen.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, my bad. I present to you guys Life Theory, last piece of the puzzle. Ooh, where we make theories about life.
Aww.
Life. Is that our vlog? I feel like that's just GTLive.
Right?
We make a lot of theories about
GTLive.
GTLive! I like it. Theater theory.
Theater theory.
Fourth and final piece of the game theory quadrant.
We need to wait until Broadway comes back online in
no
2022 or whatever it is.
I don't know. Theater's doing a good job of killing itself. Like, it's not our fault.
I know. No, it was already on the way out.
We could bring life to theater. We'll bring life back.
Hey, if they would, again, that's a rights issue. They really hate it when anyone shows anything. And
I'm hoping that Hamilton changes that.
Right, exactly. We've been talking about this, about how Hamilton shows that if you let people actually watch theater, like if they don't have to pay $800 a ticket to go see Hamilton, like they can talk about it and enjoy it.
And then all of a sudden they want to go see it in person or support it or whatever.
Or see other shows.
Yeah, see other, like that's the thing. Theater is so insider at this point. Like they need a way to kind of like
theater.
No, it's so expensive. And so they need a way to, it's like, let's double down on old rich people. And it's like, yeah, but eventually the old rich people are gonna like do other things, and so then who are you left with, theater? I don't know. You need to start actually attracting new audiences and showing them how cool you are. But yeah, I don't know.
It's tough. It's tough.
Yeah. So anyway, theater, I've got complicated feelings about. MatPat, did you make a food channel just spend more time with Ro? Perhaps.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually,
Totally.
Ro was we sent some of our YouTube friends like little boxes of donuts saying food theory to announce the arrival of the channel.
She was so sweet. She posted it on Twitter and Instagram.
Roseanne
it was like
the best.
so nice.
I'm trying. I don't think it'll happen because they're popular and do their own thing.
Get her on the channel?
I'm trying to get her on the channel.
Yeah.
Honestly. Like, she had talked, again, we knew food theory was a thing for a long time ago. And during one of those collabs or whatever, before we started filming.
We know she likes educational
She
food
said that she
content
wants to do educational food stuff. And she talked to me about a show. And I'm like, hey, we've been wanting to do a food channel for a while. If ever you down the line, if ever you want to do that sort of thing on a channel that isn't your own, so that way, like, if it fails, you can cancel it. If whatever. Like, I would love to do something with you. So I don't know. I would love for it to happen.
At the very least, we could just collab.
Ro and Mike are some of my favorite people. At the very least, we can collab. But if she wants to do a show and be an official theorist, that'd be cool. That would make me really happy. Okay, just wanted to make sure that MatPat or someone from Game Film Theory see this. Yes, these are the fake channels.
Yeah, and we have our we've talked about them before actually. The company Superbam, who we work with, who helps us with copyright stuff. They were there day one, like helping us to make sure that the channels that people were finding were not the fake ones, helping us to like take down the channels who had just blatantly ripped us off. Obviously, people who react to our stuff, people who meme our stuff, we leave all of that up. We would never touch that. But even if it's negative, it doesn't matter. But stuff that is a direct copy, we take those down.
Yeah, it was shocking how they ripped down stuff. And fun fact, throw YouTube under the bus. So we had Superbam working on, who's great. Like, if you're a YouTuber and you're looking to like protect your content, they're great. They're great guys. They've done amazing work for us. But it's one of those things that I also emailed YouTube. I'm like, hey, is there any way to get us a verified check mark or something? Because we're seeing these other channels literally ripping down our videos and people are falling for it and letting us know on Twitter. And one, they couldn't. First off, it's like, well, we can't do that. We don't do copyright stuff. That has to be dealt with you. And we're a neutral party, whatever. But the bigger thing is our YouTube partner manager sent us a text being like, hey, your new food theory video, 2 of your videos don't have audio. And I'm like,
we're like, you're watching the fake channel.
I'm like, either there's a glitch on your end because we've 100% checked every single thing. Like, we couldn't fix like small edits and stuff, but like before launch and before setting things live, like we're watching those videos just to make sure everything's in order. But I'm like, are you sure you're watching our channel? And she's like, whoops, nope. I fell for one of the fake channels too. And it was also the one that she sent out to like all of YouTube announcing that we had did. It's like, oh, man,
guys, come on.
YouTube, come on. Like, what are you doing? What are you doing? It was just like one of those facepalm moments of like, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
So even YouTube fell for it, but they should be able to take care of it. Though I do gotta say, I did not notice this one. The fake theorists. Ooh. Where SpongeBob is edible and Thanos is a banana, which
I like that.
Those sound
actually.
like really valid episodes that we could probably cover down the line.
Yeah, those sound completely credible.
Thanos is a banana. He's a purple banana. I believe it, 100%. I was joking, MatPat. Me jokingly says that the new channel will be called Food Theory because it's the most random thing I could think of. Welcome to Food Theory. Surprise Pikachu. What?
What?
What? Oh, surprise Pikachu. Yeah, again, thank you for giving it a shot. Thanks, surprise Pikachu. Hopefully you enjoyed it. It's going to happen, mark my words. Game theory, film theory, food theory. There's going to be a 4th channel film. Oh,
Sure.
There probably will be.
Yeah, again, it's either we're just going to get so tired that we have to retire, or there will be a 4th channel someday.
I did say that.
Matthew's so much of a completionist that I don't think we can get away without doing it.
That's the thing. Like, at this point, we've come so far that's like, I need to complete the circle, right? I don't
So
know.
it's GTLive.
It's a completionist
Just fill
thing.
it in down
But
there.
yeah, maybe. Yeah, there it is. That's what we can do.
it
I had an
in.
idea for a GTLive logo. This is actually a great logo for
It's
it, by the
really
way. This is
cute.
I love this.
Yeah.
I love this actually.
This is
but
great.
and if we did want to one day just be like, all right,
Done.
it's done. It's just over. Let's just do it. We could do that. That's a great logo. I love that logo.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, what is this? Based on the YouTube comment, with the 6th channel, we'll get the infinite. This is a cool logo too, actually.
This is amazing.
I love this.
This is too many channels. I can't run this many channels.
I love the Infinity Theorists.
Yeah.
We are inevitable. Be great. I love this. It's a beautiful design.
Right?
That's cool. It could be a
Man,
good
there's
Christmas
so many
ornament.
in there. Shoe theory.
Shoe theory.
I don't know. Like, how do you fill out that many?
Wasn't expecting it all, but the videos are really good. See? Again, those are the comments that we like to see, actually. When the food theorist was created, a surprise, to be sure, but a welcome one. Yeah!
That's good, yay!
That's exactly it. That's what we want, you know? That's the thing that we like,
Yeah.
is if you're surprised, that's fine,
And honestly,
but give it a shot.
we were sort of talking about this. And we were
Sorry. Game theory. Did you know gaming? Random food channel that nobody. Yep, that's
Yeah.
accurate. You know, it is funny though. I was surprised that Did You Know Gaming
Did
food theory. I like
Yeah.
that one was weird, and I don't know if I forget if I had talked to Shane about food theory, or if that was just something that we.
I
both
think it was
independently
actually
had.
I think it was actually a complete coincidence, because we were definitely planning and also writing, and when we found, because I remember when we found out about food theory,
Did You Know Food?
about Did You Know Food, we already had like 3 or 4 episodes of food theory written. And had never heard Shane talk about it before.
Yeah,
But
I never
it
knew.
was- we had no idea. People on the internet are like, "Oh my gosh, did they know?" No, we didn't know.
I had no idea. Like, and yeah, because that was after he was on Film Theory.
Yeah.
Did you know Movies was off of Film Theory at that point?
Yeah.
And so
We hadn't talked to him
We hadn't
in
talked to him
quite
in
a
a
while.
while.
But we were like, oh, maybe we can see how his does, and also like, because in his did well and everything, and we were like, oh, okay, this is cool, great.
yeah, and then they just stopped. I don't know if it wasn't doing well enough for him or what.
Yeah,
but-
I don't know what happened to it.
Are they still doing it?
I don't know.
think
Is
it's
it still?
over,
Wait, hold on. We can find out. We can find this out right now.
The Drama Llama, sipping some tea, none of my business. Great. Delightful. I'm assuming that's Drama
Hilarious.
Llama. If not, great. Called it. Oh, here we go. New Game Theory Intro 2019. And then the yellow section in the bottom left could mean a new theory. Yes, that is.
Indeed.
Yeah, good one. You did indeed call it.
A winner is you.
Figured that one out. You're right.
Let's see.
This will be the blue
Oh
line.
no, they're still uploading
entirely
every few
dedicated
weeks.
to Diet Coke. Drink theory. I don't know. I think drink theory and food theory might overlap a little bit. I think they might all fall under the yellow
I think that they might. We could probably cover some things
drinks.
that you drink.
Yeah. Me just in time for Mean Monday. I need milk, flour, and festive ping pong balls. That's from the grocery store shopping episode. Also me. I bought everything in a store. It's true. You go in for 1 or 2 things, and if you're not careful,
That's it.
you walk out with everything. So, that's why food theory is trying to prevent you from doing that. Trying to help you out. Stay the course, guys. We all know what it is. What do I make the blue channel?
Mystery theory.
We all know what it is. Do we know what it is? Because I'm not sure what it is.
True crime theory.
Yeah, obviously it's magnifying glass theory. Right? Totally. Even if we're too dumb to theorize, we love our show and support through watching the content. This is true. This shows you're subscribed to all the channels.
Hey!
Yes. Yup, great. If you subscribe to them all, that must mean you love and support them. Yep, oh, thank you. That's great. If you love and support them, then that makes you a loyal theorist. That makes sense to me. You're a loyal theorist. But I've never posted a theory to contribute to the channels. You don't have to.
That doesn't matter at all.
That doesn't matter at all. Like, you just, if you're a theorist, you just enjoy watching the theories.
You just,
like,
or you just enjoy overthinking the things in your life.
That's for us. Like,
Yeah.
being a theorist just means you like overthinking things, or at least you enjoy watching stuff that talks about it, right?
Yeah.
It's not...
It has nothing to do with coming up with theories just out of the blue, out of nowhere.
Yeah, coming up with theories is hard. It's a lot of work, and, you know, and especially coming up with, like, high-quality things. Like, it's really, really hard. And so, you know, being a theorist is just someone who appreciates that style of thinking rather than actually coming up with it yourself.
But also, literally, if you've ever looked at a movie and been like, I wonder what would have happened if blah, or a video game, like, I wish they would have done this. Like, that's
counts.
a theory.
Yeah, it's a simple theory, but it totally works.
Yeah.
You know, totally fine. Maybe a hypothesis. Posted this on the Theorist Meme subreddit, too. Watching all Food Theory episodes and then subscribing? Subscribing to Food Theory and then watching all the episodes.
Hey!
There it is. That's the... I mean...
You should
whatever
know what you're getting into.
Whatever order it happens, I'm fine with both.
If those things are completed, that's awesome.
That's all that matters, guys. Thank you. You're the best. I figured it out. FNAF Theory.
No!
Don't be kidding yourself. We all know that FNAF Theory is the green
It's
section
just the
of
green
logo.
section.
Come on, get out of here.
We already have that.
Yeah, that already exists. 2 would be excessive. 98 is honestly impressive. Amy. MatPat after I'm so proud of myself. Amy just glaring at me from behind. Yep. I thought you guys, food theory, film theory, game theory, blank theory. Long ago, the four theory lived together in harmony. Then everything changed when the blank theory nation attacked, chaos theory nation attacked. Only the avatar master of all four theories could stop it. Oh,
We're trolls.
But when the internet needed him the most, he vanished. I ran away like...
Oh, wait,
like,
this is Avatar. Okay, yeah, sorry. It sounded like the opening of Trolls, too. Remember?
Oh, yeah, you're
like
right,
Trolls,
with the music.
With the music, like all the the strings are in harmony.
Yeah. Good. Wow. Troll World Tour.
We had someone who we spent like part of quarantine with who only liked to watch kids' movies, and so we watched like every Trolls
Is that
movie.
Oliver?
Yeah.
No,
Oliver. No, it wasn't.
When the internet needed him the most, he ran away. And I discovered the new avatar, a game theorist named MatPat. And although his game theory skills are great, he still has a lot to learn before he's ready to save anyone. But I believe MatPat, that's amazing. I love it. That's
great.
I am excited. Again, how can we not complete the circle? Because once we do, then we can have the 4 nations of theory.
Know, that's
great.
cool.
And they can be rivals to each other. This is so
good.
Finally, fries for
also
science.
Also accurate.
This is actually very accurate, except we had masks.
It also masked, but also like it was so hard for me to not pick a few fries off the top of every bag. I am so used to just like, I'll just grab a fry or two off the top, even if I'm like, I'm not eating fries right now. I will still eat a couple of fries.
Stephanie is a notorious fry picker, and so it took all of her. We had to put the bags in the back of the car
because
so that way they were out of her reach to just like mindlessly pick up the fries.
I would do it subconsciously otherwise.
That's true. This is I love this. Okay, we need to update. We're in the process of having Matt update the fan art.
Yeah,
so
Mirror Matt.
This is definitely.
Oh, it's so good.
I saw. Oh, hey! Someone made a cake. I saw the video and wanted to try the cake without eggs. I honestly like it better than the cake with eggs, with eggs. The vanilla one, the chocolate one I made with Diet Pepsi cherry soda.
What?
And it had a kind of weird taste. I could see that.
Yeah.
So it was okay. I wonder what it would have tasted like with Diet Coke. That's awesome.
That's so cool that you tried it.
So cool.
Yes.
And honestly, that's the other cool thing about this, I think, is like...
You can try some of it at home.
You can do it at home. Like, do it at home and let me know. Like, how awesome is that? And then we can, like, spotlight that and we can comment on it.
Yeah.
That's so cool. I'm so glad. Thank you for trying this. I'm so excited. And I'm glad that you liked it better. Because, again, like I call out in that video... It was about like 50-50, people who liked it with the egg and people who liked it without. So, you know, that's the cool thing. I have learned so much about cooking and the chemistry of what's going on as you cook, and it's just so cool to understand those processes that are happening. Mm-hmm. 4 Horsemen of the Theory, 4 Horsemen of the Apocalypse, Conquest, we beat games on GTLive. War, all those Star Wars, okay, great. Famine, food, accurate. Death.
Murder children.
Yeah,
that makes total sense. I'm with you.
Star Wars war. Yeah. Star Wars. Star Wars. I love hearing the little stories that they say before we were married. Oh, MatPat, when he saw that Stephanie actually pulled her weight in the group project. Fact. This is 100% true. It's actually 100% true. It's like, oh man, I like her, gotta put a ring on her. The Prophet. Oh, here we go. Any other theories? Possibly food theory. You're about 4 years too early. I told you, 4 years.
That's amazing.
It's true. MatPat, if someone orders McDonald's medium fries, What are you doing?
What are you doing?
What are you doing? Why would you do that? That's
Where
when
is
you-
that? I mean, I know it's on the Jimmy Fallon
Yeah, reading mean comments.
comments.
That was filmed at VidCon. They brought the stock
I know.
set into a conference room to the Hilton that
Yeah.
we filmed like early morning one day.
But I know, I remember it. I didn't remember that it actually got posted.
It did get posted. They never let anyone know because they didn't care. Because very clearly they were like, let's just get a bunch of YouTubers and this is gonna go super viral. I'm like, okay, thanks guys. Oh, here you go, meme. And closing out with meme theory.
Meme theory.
Yep,
Aw,
that's it.
meme theory.
And some comments from people on Twitter.
Brighten up
You
the
guys
images.
all forgot one thing
Good
you taught us. Brighten up
one.
the images, always. Food theory is real? I thought it was a joke. I saw the thumbnail of the Cake is Alive video from a screenshot and I laughed it off and thought it was Photoshop. You guys are crazy. Did you really think that he would make it that simple? Unless I'm wrong. I'm thinking
saw
that
this
fork and
comment.
knife is meant to give a hint that it's not. Yeah, fork and knife.
Everyone
People
was
are
everyone was trying to be so smart about it, and we were like, nope, it's just food theory,
Right.
guys.
When you make theories, that's you have to sometimes question like when are you overthinking things?
Yeah.
And that's something that I have to do a lot with, especially FNAF. It's like, am I overthinking this?
Right.
Yeah. The answer is always yes.
Yeah,
You know, I
book
always
theory.
thought book theory would be the next one, but I definitely wasn't disappointed. See, again, so excited for this channel's content, but I was really hoping for some book theory, maybe an idea for the future.
Okay, we need to address the book
I
theory
need
thing.
book theory.
So
Hey, look, I need book theory, but my God, food theory is better.
yes,
Thanks, Milky Music.
and that's the thing. Honestly, the problem with book theory, you could do a lot of book theories without running into the copyright stuff.
You could.
Without getting on government watch lists. The problem with book theory is that it's very hard to know what people have actually read.
Yeah.
And people aren't searching for books a lot on YouTube, so it's hard for people to find content on it. And then if you make 10 videos on a channel, the chances are maybe subscribers would have read 2 out of those books, maybe if they're
Maybe.
really popular books.
I mean, if we treated it like a book club, maybe it could
Yeah.
work. Like where it's like,
we
hey,
are reading this one this week.
yeah, but it's a lot. I mean, it's a big investment to read a book, right?
Yeah,
For
it's a
some
lot of
people,
time.
it's a month. Maybe they'll be able to read a full book in a month.
Maybe.
Like it's hard.
Or like for me, because I actually love reading, but every 6 months or something, I get like a week where I have like a lighter schedule, and I'll down like 3 books in a week.
Yeah, but Stephanie binge books.
I do binge books.
She binge book.
I'm a super binge booker.
Yeah.
But then I won't be able to have time to read anything else for like another several months.
Yeah, that's the thing about book theory. Like I get it. And then a lot of the like biggest books, a lot of the mainstream books, the ones that are like, why can't I think of it? I'm just drawing a blank.
Hunger Games, Harry Potter.
Girl with the spider tattoo.
Oh, yeah, girl with the dragon tattoo.
Dragon tattoo. Thank you. Why the second one is her in the spider web, right?
I don't know.
Anyway,
I haven't read that one. It's a really popular series, but I haven't read it.
But no, it's one of those things where like most of them have gotten made into films.
Yeah. And then
Harry
if you
Potter has gotten made into films. A lot of the like YA stuff that would probably do well on YouTube, like Percy Jackson stuff, has been made into films.
If
Or
you stick
Artemis
with-
Fowl.
If you stick with old books, like, I don't know, The Grapes of Wrath or something like that, it's going to be one of those things where,
Yeah.
like, they're classic books, but also it's hard to... It's just hard because, again, not everyone's read it. A lot of people have read it a really long time ago when they were in school. They don't really remember it. Like, it's a whole... Book theory is actually... It's deceptively hard, and it would be very hard to actually find enough... Like, to find content that people have consistently read.
Yeah, that's the trick with any channel is you always... Like, YouTube rewards channels where people, like, watch every upload. And even with gaming, right, it's hard... And with film, like gaming, it'll be interesting with food theory. I don't know how food theory is going to work. But with both game and film theory, one of the things we always have to be aware of is like, we know our audience likes FNAF, Minecraft, Nintendo. And so every 3 weeks or 4 weeks or so, we have to go back to one of those things. So that way we know that it's something that the audience is all going to watch.
Yeah.
And then like in between, we can mix in
all sorts of experimental
stuff or like let's try a new franchise or whatever to see if people like it. But the reason we have to go back to them so frequently is because YouTube is like, well, if you're not doing all Fortnite for every single upload, then we're not going to show your videos to your subscribers. It's like, there's some wiggle room there, but for the most part, the channels that focus on like one very specific thing get supercharged in the algorithm. Otherwise, you fall off and don't gain momentum. And film theory is the same way, right? Where it's like, you know, Marvel, Disney, and like Rick and Morty are kind of like the big tent poles there.
Yeah.
And then all the other like horror movies and Willy Wonka, like all the other stuff that we talk about is kind of like all over the place.
And sometimes it does great, and sometimes it's like, meh, we
Yeah,
just did that one because we liked it.
It's kind of like rolling the dice. And I think with book theory, the hard thing there is exactly to your point. Like, how do you find the thing that you can always go back to that, you know that the audience all is going to be aware of and that they all have read and that they're all going to be able to like react to. 10 years later, MatPat. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Diet Coke Theory.
Hey!
That's just food theory, guys.
I know, again, it's food theory.
It's food
and
theory.
Also, I think
there are Diet Coke theories.
I think there are a lot of people who are watching food theory who don't know that Matthew has still quit Diet Coke cold turkey.
I bought Diet Coke for the first time a week ago in 2020.
Really? You bought a Diet Coke last week?
I did, and it was
You
No,
cheater.
it was a 2-liter of Diet Coke
I
that
know,
I bought for Oliver.
Yeah.
Not for him to drink,
Not to
but
drink.
he's reading a book called Ada Twist, Scientist. It's a great book. It's super cute.
Yeah.
It's a little bit like, it's not like a toddler book. It's
like a little kid book,
Little kid
yeah.
book. But it's Ada Twist, Scientist, about this little girl who, is just very curious and wants to become a scientist. And she shows her class the Diet Coke and Mentos thing. It's done with all these different colorful sodas, and there's a page where like the teacher's like, whoa, and all the kids are like,
and all the sodas are
dancing
exploding and stuff. And so
and
we
Ollie
wanted to
likes
be
it
able
a
to show
lot.
him.
And so we wanted to show him. So I bought a Diet Coke for the first time in 2020, not to drink, but to actually just like drop Mentos in to show Oliver.
Yeah. So
True story.
I know it's another desperate attempt to get sponsored by Diet Coke. It would be if, I mean, I think it would still be. I think it would be ironic if you got sponsored by Diet Coke now.
At this point, I'll drink like one Coke Zero, maybe a week. Maybe.
You had the first one this week for like, and because it was like, it's like 100 degrees here, but that's the first one I've seen you drink this summer.
Yeah. Like maybe once a week.
No, he's doing amazing.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
And it's not Diet Coke.
Yeah,
it's
not.
Specifically
It's
Coke Zero.
Yeah, Coke Zero. I've switched to.
Yeah.
Vanilla Coke Zero specifically. He also has healing abilities. He resurrected Mr. Peanut with his tear. Oh. Yeah, Mr. Peanut's coming for me. All that, and he didn't. We do have one on peanut butter that will have Mr. Peanut on our toes.
Yes.
Fun fact. All that, and he didn't mention his healing tear. Wow, shockingly healing. We are forgetting about how he brought Mr. Peanut back to life with his tears. Great. And then lastly, here in Brazil, we have Burger King's bucket of fries that would theoretically. Wait, there's a bucket of fries?
Yeah, I've heard about this. There's a bucket in some places.
Oddly enough, I thought that this was something that was created in the U.S.
No,
a bucket.
So what's shocking is that in other countries, people give the U.S. a hard time a lot of times about how large our portion sizes are. But in other countries, when we go to fast food restaurants, often they have stuff that we would never even dream about here.
Yeah.
Like we've seen, where was it that we saw the quadruple burger? Turkey, the quadruple burger.
Turkey had at McDonald's or Burger King had like a quadruple Whopper or something like that.
The bucket of fries. In Australia, there's this enormous McDonald's dessert. Yeah, it's like this massive cone with candy just like stuffed inside of it. It's nuts.
No,
the U.S. gets a hard time, but actually other places in the world have some really crazy stuff.
It's also one of those, again, like with food theory, we can talk about international food, which is really exciting because I think like one of my favorite things to do is go out when we go on our trip and visit like the one American fast food place to see how it's different, and that's how we learn stuff like that.
Yep.
Like Pizza Hut in Egypt is fine dining, like in a lot of ways.
It's crazy.
It's cool. So a lot of cool stuff on the way with food theory.
Did we make it through all the memes?
We made it through every single thing that we had booked out. So
man,
that's food theory.
Way to go. We made it through launching the channel and through the memes about launching the channel.
So thank you guys for supporting the new channel. Thank you for checking it out. Thank you for subscribing. We're really excited that you guys are excited about it. We really love the stuff that's happening there, and there's even better stuff down the pipeline. We're running a lot of cool taste test experiments. We're coming to definitive answers about some of like food's biggest debates. I've learned a lot about the history of food. There's a lot of really cool stuff. So I appreciate you guys like allowing us a stream here on GTLive to talk about it, share our excitement with you. We're glad that you guys are enjoying it.
If you haven't checked it out yet, check it out. Subscribe.
And we'll be back with more scary games, infuriating games.
Or Mega Man.
Or Mega Man, if I'm alone on the couch soon. So in the meantime, guys, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. And remember, that wasn't a stream, but it was a delightful video for you. See ya.